What are treasures in heaven? In Matthew 6, Jesus doesn't go into too much detail about what these treasures are, but based on what we get from the scripture, we have sort of an idea of what they would be like, and we also have an idea of the type of treasures that he doesn't want us to go after. He starts off saying, do not store for yourselves treasure here on earth where it can be destroyed or stolen, but do store for yourselves treasures in heaven that can't be destroyed and they can't be stolen. So what is the significance of this? Why doesn't Jesus want us to store up treasure here on earth, but he does want us to store up treasure in heaven? Many times we chase out the physical rewards here on earth, like a job promotion, getting a better raise. More times than not, like, we deserve it. Like, we work our butts off throughout the week. It's good to reap a reward for what you have sown. But what Jesus is saying is these rewards that we're going after, they don't last. They won't go with you into eternity. There's not too much that you can do with them. There's really no benefit for them other than you depending on those to make you feel secure. And I'm a teacher, and so I see this firsthand where the kids want the latest pair of Jordans. They want these physical things. And what has started to happen within our society is that we have, with these physical things, we've placed our value within those. I don't know how many times I've seen the Android versus iPhone. Oh, you got an Android. And so if you have an Android, somehow you are less of a person than somebody who has an iPhone. You know, it makes no sense. But even these being kids, we do this as adults. We put our value in these physical things. There have been many times that I placed my value in these things, but yet I still came up feeling empty. And where Jesus is getting at, he's saying, no, store yourselves up treasures in heaven that will last, that won't perish, that won't be stolen. Like, what is a pair of shoes really? You give the shoes value. The shoes shouldn't give you value. Later on in the verse, he says, for where your treasure is, your heart will be also. If your heart is on those things, that's where your treasure will be. But how can you store up yourselves treasures in heaven? Living righteously, doing good deeds, helping out others. All of these things is what stores up yourselves treasures in heaven. Now, what does those treasures look like? I have no idea. But I know that it will be something that's far above than what we can imagine. If a pair of shoes, or if a video game, or if a pair of headphones, or a watch, if that gives us satisfaction, if that makes us feel good inside, and in some sense gives us a feeling of value, I can only imagine what our treasure in heaven will look like, doing good deeds here on earth and spreading God's kingdom. To my kings and queens, I invite you to the kingdom. Till next time.